this is one of my favorite topics. Remember, we've been learning what it is to be a yogi, that there are 8 limbs of yoga. And the first limb is called Yama, which means what is a yogi? And there's 5 qualities of what it is to be a yogi. A yogi is kind, honest, non-grasping. We called it open-handedness, and generous. So the 5th one traditionally translates to celibacy. Ooh, right? We've been good up until here. You didn't see this one coming. Brahmacharya is the word in Sanskrit, which translates oftentimes to being celibate. What I'd like to talk about instead is consent. The way I see it, it's not so much about whether we do or whether we don't, but about whether we're in alignment with our highest self. So when you and I talk about Brahmacharya, we're not going to call it abstinence or celibacy. We're going to call it being our highest self. Are you being your highest self? Am I being my highest self? And that's not about whether you do it or you don't do it. It's about what you give consent to and whether that consent is honest, whether it really represents your best interest and your best needs, and whether you're taking care of yourself. So to me, what this talks about is getting clear on what is a yes and what is a no for ourselves. And this goes hand in hand with the next topic that we'll talk about. So we've learned all 5 yamas, and we're ready to move to the second limb of yoga, which is called the Niyamas. The Niyamas, N-I-Y-A-M-A, Niyamas. The Niyamas are how to be a yogi. Now that you know what a yogi is their best self. How do you do it? And there's 5 of those. And the first niyama that we'll talk about today in correlation with this topic is keep it clean. That's how you keep it clean. So when we're giving consent, we have to keep it clean. We have to make sure that when we say yes, we really mean yes. And when we say no, that's a really clear communication too. And so as listeners, as someone receiving a yes or a no from someone else, we need to be prepared to be like open-handed, let it come, let it go, right? If it's a yes or if it's a no, we're not going to grasp it and try to make it what we wish it was. Do you see where I'm going with this and how it becomes an issue of consent and how consent is actually related to being a yogi? That yogis honor other people's yes and no. And yogis also clearly communicate their own yes and no. Do you see how this is free from any judgment as well? I hope you feel that it doesn't have to do with whether you're doing it or not doing it, or how you're doing it, or who you're doing it with, or how many times you've done it or not done it, is not the issue about yoga. The yoga has to do with connecting with your highest self, however you view that for yourself. So it's like, does this feel right for me? Do I like this? Do I like how it feels? Does it serve me now, today? Maybe a different day I'm going to feel different. Maybe a yes today is going to turn into a no tomorrow, or vice versa. And that's okay. So I love, for me, this practice of yoga beyond the poses really starts to make us feel like we're being better people, and we're being the kind of people we want to be. It's not about being a better person, like the kind of person Zoe would approve of, or your mom would approve of, or society approves of. When I say be a better person, I mean be your best self. Who you think you should be, I want you to be that person.